Hello everyone, and today we're going to see yet another fascinating game in Evans Gambit. And today we're going to discuss the game where Black declines the gambit. Black declines to take the b4 pawn and says, "No, I will not take this poison pawn, and I will get my bishop to safety uh, to b6." And this game was not an ordinary game. It was played by none other than Garry Kasparov against the Dutch number one of that time, Jerome Piquet. And let's see what happens and how the game goes. So the game here starts, of course, with the move e4 and black responds with e5, knight to f3, and knight to c6. So bishop to c4 must be played, and after bishop to c5, we start the Evans Gambit with the move d4. d4 is on the board, and now Jerome Piquet has to decide what to do. And he decides, why not? Let's just decline this gambit. Let's see what happens. That to none other than against Garry Kasparov. So he plays the move bishop back to b6. But how Garry Kasparov shows the best of what he can do in this situation. And here's the best move is the move a4. a4 trying to now attack the bishop on d6 and trying to trap it somehow. And always remember here, you can say you must play b5 only if black has played the move a5. Otherwise, b5 will not make any sense as knight to a5 will come and to attack our own bishop. So here, there are only two ways to stop it, uh, face this kind of avalanche, and that is, of course, the a6 or a5. Other than that, anything else is bad here. Bishop, like knight takes on d4 is yet bad again, as we have the same exact situation that we had during our game. Just the thing is that in the c5 game, basically the bishop will be forced to c5 after the move a5, and after the game, uh, we can see that how the difference is that the white pieces are yet more advanced. The pawns are yet more advanced, has taken all the space space, and it's a better version of the c5 bishop to c5 position. So now the best move is either a6 or a5, and in the game a5 was played. a6 we'll discuss later in the series. So now after a5 is played, the rule is play the move b5, and now it comes a critical situation after knight to d4. Here, we must not take this pawn, becoming greedy. Okay, we're getting a pawn, let's take the e5. This is bad. And why it is bad? We must know this trap. A lot of times you might have seen somewhere. And this trap is after queen to g5 and knight takes an f7, attacking both the rook and the queen. We play queen to g2, attacking the rook. So danger levels. If your opponent is attacking anything of yours, then we also attack the opponent's same piece of equal value or an exceeding value, something which is more valuable. So now white has to save rook. So white will play rook to f1, but then it is queen takes on e4. Blocking with the queen is useless. You lose the queen. And if you block with the bishop, Knight to f3, a fascinating smothered me. So I do not want you to be in this situation. Do not be greedy. Do not think about material, especially pawn, that much in these situations. You must go for quick development and attack, not let your opponent any counter attack at all. So it's out of question that we take this pawn. So what should we do? We should obviously take knight takes knight, and after bishop takes knight, pawn takes knight will be bad because it will just block the bishop, and the bishop will be pretty useless on b6. So bishop takes on d4, and now we play the typical Evans Gambit of c3, bishop back to b6, and d4. We know this typical moves of Evans Gambit, trying to take control of the center with its tempo. Of course, black has to play e takes d4, not letting us take the full center. And now what should we do? A typical Evans Gambit move after e takes d4, which is castle. Lightning speed development. Here, opponent was very good. He was a 2670 rated grandmaster, so he knew what must be played. He played the move knight to e7. Knight to e7 was played, and here Garry Kasparov responded with very dynamic move, very active move. That is bishop to g5, attacking the knight. And here the idea with knight to e7 was to play the move d5, trying to get some central control for black. But Garry Kasparov stopped it altogether with bishop to g5. And here f6 cannot be played. If f6 is played, then black will be black will never be able to castle in this set, as bishop will be covering that diagonal forever. So f6 is out of question. So here black played the h6, and now immediately chopping off this knight. Bishop takes an e7, queen takes an e7, and we just play c takes on d4, getting a very great central control. And now what happens was Jerome Pickett must have castled here, but here he got a bit greedy, and he saw that this central control is a bit dangerous for me. So why not let's attack this pawn with queen to d6, which is not a very good move at all, as we are delaying and neglecting the development of black's pieces. The bishop has not yet come out. Bishop on c8 has not yet come out. The rook on 8 has not yet come out, and the king's safety is also compromised as king is not castled yet. So this is not how you play when you are playing against the advancement. You have to be very quick in safety in defending the king, getting your pieces out as quick as possible. Here, of course, Garry Kasparov did not care about this pawn. He just played knight to c3, and of course, very it was a very nice move by Garry, as here not caring about small uh, pawns, just taking the pawns. It's completely about full development. This knight on c3 will be monster on d5 after it jumps to d5. So now, so now, what we do is if black takes with the queen, then we just jump forward, and there will be a very amusing situation here. After queen takes the bishop, there is not much space left for black's pieces. Rook here, queen has to go somewhere. Let's take here. There's not much space left for the queen to go anywhere. And after this, Knight takes on d6, c takes on d6, and just the move queen to d6. And in a very amusing situation, we can see even though black is up, it cannot move any of them. It's a very amusing and very interesting situation here. Even the black is a bishop up, a piece up. Black cannot move any of the pieces. Black cannot move the bishop nor the rook on a8. And this situation, even though it is even the computer on a low depth shows it is -3 for black, actually it is completely winning for white. As black now moves those pieces, and we are just playing a rook up. And after we just exchange one of the rooks, we'll be completely fine. These pieces are never coming back to the game. These pieces are dead. So it's very amusing situation that Garry Kasparov showed this line after he had played the game. So very interesting lines by Garry Kasparov. So here in the game, bishop takes was played, and Garry Kasparov, not caring about material, he sacrificed the rook in the exchange by playing knight to d5. This monster knight is that can be very very devastating situations. So bishop takes on a1, queen takes on a1, and finally black castle. But now we can see that this queen has very limited space around it. So what we do, we just attack the queen with pawn to e5. Queen comes to c5, and what should we do now? Not let black breathe at all. Rook to c1, going against placing our pieces against where the queen is. Here, black played c6, and now bishop to a2, attacking the queen. Queen having very less space, not many squares to go. If queen goes to queen has only one move coming to a3, and if queen goes to something like a7, again there is a very amusing situation where b6 is played after queen to b8, just to move knight to c7, and here the same situation arises where the pieces of black are unable to move, cannot go do anything much, and are restricted completely. And because of this reason, not a very good move to play in base 7. So here, black has to go queen to a3, only move. And now, what we do, we just go knight to b6, attacking the rook. And not only attacking the rook, we are also threatening bishop takes f7, and then queen takes on a3, discard attack. So here, black has to play the move d5 in order to block this attack. But now, knight takes on 8, and we are completely a piece up here. Uh, here, queen to h8 was played, but now we can easily safely get our knight back into the territory. Bishop to e6 was played. Garry Kasparov played h3, giving some breathing space to his king. Now rook to d8 was played. Pawn takes on pawn takes, and we attack the queen and by playing rook to c3, queen to b4, and now simply rook takes on c6, rook to b8, knight takes on d5, queen takes on a4, attacking the rook. Rook comes back to c1, making sure there is no kind of background issues and the spin cannot be exploited. And after queen to a3 and bishop to c4, here Jerome Piquet resigned the game as there's no use. Kasparov is completely a piece up, and there is no way Black can do anything to get compensation for the lost piece here. Here, resignation was, of course, logical by Piquet. So this was the fascinating game that I was speaking about. How it is very dangerous for Black, even if they decline the gambit and go to d6. So that's why you have to be very, very careful as Black if you're playing against the Evans Gambit. You make sure that you are safe. You must know the lines properly and not let your opponent take advantage of subtle things. The sharp lines are very much here. So that is for today. That is it for today, and we will see you in the next video. And bye bye.